We are live. Day 15, Mr. Beast $1 million puzzle. So we got hint 15 on Monday night. I'm running a little bit behind because it is now Tuesday during the day, but hear me out. If you're on the east coast of the US like me, then you're probably dealing with this crazy amount of snow that we got outside. Guys, I got over 30 inches of snow outside. Like, this is insane. Between losing power, having to shovel a bunch of snow, still having to work home despite being snowed in. And listen, nobody has been complaining to me when I do run behind on streaming, but I just like to hold myself accountable. Also, if for some reason this puzzle like were to go on another month, you have to admit it would be pretty funny opening YouTube and like seeing me be like day 45 or something like that. So we're gonna keep going. Didn't lose momentum. Just like I said, dealing with some real life circumstances. Haven't given up. Not going to give up until one of us wins $1 million. I've been predicting that the puzzle would be solved by February 24th, and yeah, the clock's ticking on that one. So unless hint number 16 is something massive, then I was probably wrong. Breaking news: I was wrong about something with this puzzle. Happens a lot. With that being said, I probably will do another stream right after hint number 16 drops. Ultimately, I kind of only want to go live when I feel like I have something helpful to share. I do still feel like we're getting really close to solving this thing. I'm just not sure if hint 15 got us much closer, so let's take a look. I am here on the Beast Travel website to start, just because this is an ongoing thing, maintenance. You'll see here that this website does not look like it looked in the past, and there's a new tab that says Trips by Romy, so we're going to look at that, but it is still in the process of updating. But this does scare me because the other day he said everything's out, and I thought we weren't getting any more puzzles. Now we might be getting more puzzles. I don't know. I don't know what to think, but this is a lot. So let's just take a look at hint 15. Make sure nothing new has come out since then. So February 23rd, they said take your best shot. No one has submitted a winning entry yet. That's good to know. We're not wasting our time. You can still win $1 million, but you should take your best shot. So twice in a row here, he's saying take your best shot, take your best shot. We see a lot of people circling around the correct answers. Nobody with the complete picture, but maybe soon. So we didn't get a lot here, but it did still stand out to me just with a few things. First, like I was saying, your best shot. That could easily just be like, hey, give it your best guess, throw a guess out. But like the fact that they're repeating the same language twice here makes me think that there's like maybe more to it. It could be something where, maybe it's like best shot, like camera, like take your best shot, like get a picture of all these clues, a picture of all these locations. They keep mentioning this like complete picture and this idea of like a visual component to it, that we're supposed to like zoom out and like take a look at this thing from like a macro perspective. So all the stuff up here just reinforces that to me, but maybe this is just nothingness, and there's nothing else to look into there. Now for hint 15, there are two major things that we don't think anyone has solved. One is the big thing to do with all the location names. We'll have more to say about that later. The other is a puzzle with 1,000,000 Sudoku. That produces a stage 1 answer. There are 25 carefully designed Sudoku numbered 001 to 0025. Each has a different encryption based on what its numbers do. For each, you need to solve some Sudoku in that puzzle sequence. When you solve them as a Sudoku solver, you'll see a pattern about the puzzle, which helps crack that part of the code. Find each one, then think of what to do with what's isolated in each of the original puzzles. But that's not the only interesting thing about the original puzzles. You need the total of every isolated detail in each of them to crack this. A few more trusted Sudoku are at the place mentioned on your puzzle card. Check them out and then enjoy solving them. So two things that we got here in hint 15. Basically, he had said, which I'll get to the Beast Travel thing, but he had said everything's out. So we assume we weren't getting any new like puzzles or anything. Today we didn't get any, or for hint 15 we didn't get any new puzzles. All that they were saying was like looking back, two major things that are out there but haven't been solved. One is to do with the location names. We know that there were 51 locations we found, stage 1, 40 in stage 2, and it seems like we need to connect the names of them in some way. and that hasn't been solved yet. I've seen people speculating on this, but I haven't actually seen a solid solution for that. So we'll take a look to see if anyone's kind of been cooking on the location names. The other part was the Sudoku. So part of this has been solved. I might have put out a slight bit of misinformation about the location being solved. So yesterday, our notes, we said, where is it? Sudoku. We can look in Discord because the person who solved this did explain it a bit, but they found combining the Sudokus, transforming them, whatever it was, they found the message, why so many? Because I am bored and I need to count on something. I then ran with someone else's theory that made sense to me, that it led to a place in Kyrgyzstan. Looking at other people's notes, looking at Retrocraft, who's done a great job of recapping all this stuff, people aren't really running with this Kyrgyzstan, so maybe I'm ahead of the game. Chances are, though, that was probably just incorrect misinformation. So it seems like we're halfway there on the Sudoku puzzle. It definitely seems like this part of it is correct. Why so many? Because I'm bored and I need to count on something. Maybe that connects to his YouTube video of counting to 100,000. People are still running with some different theories there, so we'll go over that. But yeah, that was what they gave us, was just the two major things. One we've already been working on, and one we've had kind of this entire time. I mean, not all the location names are solved at this point, but as you'll see, I mean, some people think they have 48, 49, even all 50 of them, so a lot of people are at least close to having all of them, and it doesn't seem like we've found what that connection is. Now, this is the line that scares me, because he says, we'll have more to say about that later, which a lot of this puzzle has just been him gatekeeping information from us and like time gating it, making us wait a certain amount of time before we even possibly could start solving this stuff. So when he says we'll have more to say about that later, I get worried that like the location names, we're not going to know what to do with them until a week from now when he gives us a clue and tells us a format, whatever it might be. So we'll see on that. Like I said, I'm nervous just that it could be that we're still getting gate kept. We still are very far from being able to solve this thing. These are the two major things that we're working with for right now. Like I said, up here, this makes me think, visual component, taking a picture, something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I feel like Hint 15 didn't give us much, which is why I definitely wasn't in a rush to kind of go live about it. But just, I kind of wanted to see what people were saying and see if anything else, came out after. So we'll kind of look through everything. Social media, Loan Shark Games, been all over this beast guy. Didn't really seem like they posted anything new outside of just their daily updates. Take your best shot. Again, everyone's saying best shot, best shot, best shot. What could that mean? And then $1 million prize, 1 million Sudokus. Again, I don't think that there's any hints that we're supposed to be grabbing from social media, but always good to check there. Poly Market, as I said, I've been thinking that this was going to be solved by the 24th of February. The clock is ticking on that, and with the clock ticking and us not maybe making much progress, people are now becoming less and less confident that it's going to be solved by the end of the month. I can't blame them at this point. And now they even have markets for the 15th and the 31st, which is deep. And this scares me as well. Looking at the original website, I think it did have terms, right? It did have like an April end date or something like that. Let me just do Control F. April 2nd, 2026 is the latest that this could run. My guess is that it was going to be way sooner than that, but the longer this goes on, the more I'm like, maybe I should just set this as my expectation to just avoid max pain, and if it is solved sooner, then like that's great. This is also very close to April Fool's Day, which if this puzzle is any way related to April Fool's Day, like I might lose my mind, because that would just be too much for me to handle with all the time and effort we put into this. But yeah, so any point being, people think we still got a while to go. I can't blame them. I thought it would be done sooner, but I've been wrong about most things, so chances are this is going to keep going, and we still have more time to work on this. So sorry to break the news to you. Other things here, Beast Files. Found this interesting in the Beast Files. We had talked about the airport code grid theory, which seemed really like, like it had some legs to it. And so one of the comments, I think this is on Reddit, someone had said uh, they were just talking about if the airport theory was possible. He said it's possible if most of them are airport codes, and there's a good chance that the few that aren't valid make up the next part of the puzzle. It certainly starts off very tempting with open the. I got a strong hint that this is along the right lines from B-Spot. Yes, this is a puzzle. Look at what is removed on the line about Mark and Jimmy. That's how it works every time. Initially, that's what's missing. It's likely a phrase along the lines of open the 5-sec type open here, though I think others have had similar from B-Spot, so maybe those are not relating to the specific puzzle, or maybe these are word suffices and the answer is the missing prefixes, like initially. That's an interesting theory. Definitely agree with this person that like the B-Spot responses are so tough to track that like you don't even know what part of your message they're saying is the puzzle. So you know, what we don't know what word that this person sent that like set off these messages, and if they're even talking about airport codes with regards to these hints. So I don't want to like think too much about them, but just, you know, it is interesting that these ones that like aren't airport codes, the first one's OPE, the next one's NTH, so it could be like open the something. The rest definitely seems like we're missing parts. Maybe this relates to our clue the other day. What was the one the other day about sticking Romy results in between stage 1 answer pairs? I don't know. Maybe there's words that connect, and like this person's saying with like prefixes, suffixes. Maybe we're still missing something, but I don't want to completely rule out the airport theory. Again, this is on this GitHub link, which we have here. I don't know why I can't get back to the homepage of it. There it is. So I know stage 2, they're saying, you know, 38 confirmed, 1 probable, 1 unconfirmed. And then for the first part, 49 of the 50 confirmed. So really good resources here. A lot of people think that they're either have them all or they're really close to having them all. Let's just see what they did for the Sudoku one real quick. One of these days I'll learn how to spell Sudoku. So this is the one that they're saying is unsolved. I thought it was Osh. I was probably wrong. The people keeping track of these resources are way more. They run a tighter ship than I do, so I tend to believe them. Hint number 6 confirmed. Yeah, we knew that. So yeah, anyways, point being, it seems like we're really close on the locations. My original guess was like, hey, we're not going to need them all. We'll be able to solve this thing without them all. But now, like, the daily hints are almost like making us going back to look at ones that we didn't already solve. And for some reason, the Sudoku one like seems to be more important than the others. Is that just because it's unsolved, or is that because it actually is like a key piece where maybe some of these locations we didn't need, but other these are like, you know, whatever you want to call them, like fulcrums or something, where they're very key to the puzzle and you can't solve it without them. There's probably a word for that, but he's kind of forcing us to figure everything out at this point for one reason or another. Looking at our friend Retrocrafts right up here, changelog, lab screens probably solved, magazine flips solved, Sudokus. Oh, I didn't realize he had this section out here, open theorizing. Interesting. So this is just like his own theories. We'll look at that in a sec, but let me just see where they're at with the Sudoku here. 1.2.10. Looked at this yesterday. Slack message, ask the AI for Sudoku. We got all this. So he's kind of explaining how we came to the why so many, because I am bored. Plotting the unfilled squares on the puzzle yields. Let me just see if I have the person from Discord who solved this, because yeah, it was this person, Calio K. Procedure works by treating a Sudoku grid as a collection of independent groups of 3 rows, each of which can be rearranged in exactly 6 distinct ways. Since there are 3 exponential 6 permutations, instead of jumping directly between these permutations, each group cycles through them step by step using a fixed sequence of simple moves. These groups are organized into a hierarchy that behaves like a base 6 counting system. The first group advances 1 step on every iteration, the next group every 6 iteration, etc. And they keep going here. I was reading that like I was pretending to understand it. I really don't. I have no idea what this person did, but they were clearly cooking because this can't be a coincidence that it spells all these words, and they're just way smarter and way better at puzzles than I am. So if you're interested, you can look. This is in the Serious Scavenger Hunt Discord Sudoku channel, pinned messages, Kaliokai. They were cooking on this one. So anyways, Retrocraft kind of gave a less granular, kind of just a more simple explanation of it here. Sudoku theory. Given a valid Sudoku puzzle, one can create another valid by permuting. So they're kind of going into that. Rediscovering the base puzzles, we can observe that every 25th Sudoku looks similar. That's because there are 25 base Sudokus. So they reverse engineer a rule. The algorithm can be reversed with knowledge of the RIs, which we can find by observing when the Sudoku appears to rotate within a family. Again, maybe this is a simpler way of explaining this. Still way over my head. So now deriving the location, the phrase, along with the 6-digit number theme, appears to be a reference to one of Mr. B's first viral videos. I counted to 100,000. I know he was on like Jimmy Fallon recently talking about making this video and how he blew up and everything like that. Like, I've even been watching interviews where he mentions this video, trying to find something. I haven't found anything. In that video, he says, why? Because I am bored. And it appears on the screen for the whole runtime. So it definitely seems like that matches the, why? Because I am bored of that part of the puzzle. The video is extra salient as it is mentioned during the Mr. Beast interview with Jimmy Fallon, right? Watch that. The final location for this puzzle remains unsolved. Based on the boat, the answer will have a pattern of either this, this, or this, which doesn't look like, breaking news, I was wrong about something, doesn't look like my Kyrgyzstan. Why am I clicking in the wrong spot? There it is. Doesn't look like Kyrgyzstan. Could be any of these. So again, probably wrong about that. Who did I get this is the person I got it from. I have it right here. I thought they were cooking. They said index provides our numbers to index. You do that, you get Osh, the second largest city. I don't know. F my Chungus life because it doesn't fit the boat grid. So I guess I probably should have seen that. But anyways, I thought that was it, and that was misinformation. Person said new clue. So let me just see, is the Romy website actually up now, or is it just the fact that the new tab is up? Trips by Romy. Yeah, it's giving me nothing. Even the old, if I go to the old and it's like I always have to refresh to make the site like fully update. None of these are new, right? Trips by boat, all the same stuff. Trips by car. Yeah. Trips by Romy, still nothing. Oh no, okay, there it is. And we are live. Alright, so this is live on stream. We are now finding out about Trips by Romy. Did the homepage update at all? You saw what it looked like before. Now they're just, what are these? Circus wheels? Eye of Horus? Sphinx. Interesting. I mean, how does that... We keep seeing Sphinx on here, Sphinx on there, pyramids, Eye of Horus, another kind of Egyptian themed, pyramid themed thing. Trips by Romy. So this is brand new, guys. So I don't know what to say because I have no idea. Each path along your new vacation employs 3 points of embarkation, and since the challenge is quite ample, we've given you a new example. Should all your hopes of cash unravel, complete these trips on beast.travel. Putting in some heavyweight work will get you what you need for each. Putting in some, so unravel travel, weight workle, each blank blurkle. What is the rhyme there? I feel like there's got to be a rhyme. Alright, is there hint number 16 up there as well? Oh man, alright, so I'm getting hit. This is what happens when I wait to go live. Now I'm getting hit with double days worth of clues. There we go. February 24th. And maybe this is going to be huge. And maybe my prediction of the 24th was right all along, guys. Let's see. February 24th. Everything except that one thing. Jimmy likes a number 100. So he put 100 puzzles in this hunt. All right, so we'd had like 91. He's saying 100 puzzles in this hunt. As of last night, we have now seen all 100 of those puzzles solved, except there's one more, the one that gets you $1,000,000. That has not been solved, but we imagine some people are close. Maybe one of them is you. Not me, but maybe one of them is you. Thought though each one of them had 1,000,000 puzzles in it. Right, so one puzzle could have you look at the bank video, and then you look at the screen, and then you look at this, and that brings you to a location. They're saying that's one puzzle, even if there were like 1,000,000 parts to it, or for the Sudoku one of them had 1,000,000 in it. So they're saying the Sudoku one's solved, which is just interesting because, like I said, we're not seeing that Retrocraft's calling it solved. Beast Files are not talking about it being solved here. Like, does anyone even mention Osh in here? No. So someone got it though, because they are monitoring this. They're checking to make sure that we monitored or that we submitted these either, in Discord or in BSpot or somewhere. Like, they're out there lurking, watching. So yeah, I don't know about that. As of last night, we've now seen all 100 of those puzzles solved. Interesting. I don't know what to make about this. 100, it seems like we were missing like 9. Like, we had 91 that we were pretty sure of. The crossword, the 50 location stage 1. I mean, stage 0, are we counting that? I don't know. It seems like we're missing puzzles, but I guess now we're trying to reconcile to 100, which makes sense because remember they had said for BSpot that they had only originally given us 200 puzzle cards to submit. So there were 100 puzzles. They said, hey, we'll give them double that for puzzle cards. We'll give them 200. Then they found out that wasn't enough. Now they're doing 500. So I do believe that there's 100 puzzles. I don't know what to make of some of this. I'm still kind of thinking it through. It seemed like we're really close. So let's get down to here. Let's not bury the lead. Hint number 16, Beast Travel is now offering excursions in our Trips by Romy program. Book your itineraries today. Excuse me. You might become our most celebrated world traveler. So this really isn't giving us much besides what we already looked at, which is Beast Travel, Trips by Romy. Why can't I figure this out? Getting a phone call right now. Just ignore that. Putting in some heavyweight work will get you what you need for each. I mean, guys, am I missing something? Like, is this not the most obvious rhyme here? I feel like this should be like the easiest part. I guess we gotta get in their heads. I feel like I want to like solve this off the bat. Like, let me just do Workle. Like, what? They clearly intentionally wrote the word like that to make it rhyme with something. No one's even saying what this is. What if I just like ask ChatGPT, right? If we're just like, hey ChatGPT, what is the last word of the following puzzle? It should rhyme. So AI, I haven't fully been relying on AI for these challenges, but I just feel like this is one where it could help, where I don't need it to solve everything for me, but just tell me what rhymes here with Workle. Putting in some heavyweight Workle. Get what you need for each. I don't know. Am I I feel like I'm overthinking that. Anyways, example. So what they're saying is each vacation employs 3 points of embarkation. So there needs to be potentially the final answer is 3 locations, 3 words, 3 something. And okay, this is our crossword. This would be like the Iceland place, the Iceland volcano. This would be, who is this woman? And what is this? This is a puzzle now. This is our Middle Earth native. Was this one of the puzzles we already had? Like, are they asking us to solve a new one? Yeah, this is an example of one. So I guess what we're trying to do is solve these 3, find out how they'd relate, and then that would show you like one example of like a vacation. Like, maybe it's 3 things that connect in some way. Maybe they're connected on the map in some way. Maybe they're connected in like the wording. Maybe I don't know, but 1, 2, 3. Oh my days. Okay, and now they're telling us there's 40 of these. So 29 is the 2 boats and the plane, which What are these? Oh man, I didn't even realize that. Why are they? So for each one of our puzzles from here, is there three? Is there three things that connect? I mean, I just don't even. I'm so confused. This is a tough part about like not having a little bit of time to kind of look through this myself and like gather my thoughts. Um, be around on VC. Feel whoever is ahead is a group. They've got this down or not sharing. Guys, I'm sharing, but I'm not ahead, so I don't even get the new site page. Yeah, I had to refresh. If you're not getting it, make sure you refresh. If you put in Illinois for the first one. Manistee, Michigan for the first one? How are they getting Manistee, Michigan? What does that even mean? What is Manistee, Michigan? Place in Michigan. Who is this lady? First of all, I feel like I need to know who she is. Am I supposed to know who that is? Can I just type that into Google and have it search for me on image search or something? Red herring pup named Scooby-Doo. That's not what we need. Getting lost in my tabs. Can I not just copy and paste the image into image search? I thought that's how that worked. Image, search by image. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to save it to my computer maybe. Let me just try this. Maybe I feel like people just already like know who this woman is or something. Like Beast Travel. Let's check out here. These riddles also seem incomplete. They all rhyme. Yeah, we figured out the rhyming part. So we know that. Oh, did ChatGPT get back to me? I'm all over the place here. Workle, circle. Oh, it's circle. Get you what you need for each circle, right? It's so gotta be circle. Yeah, it's gotta be circle, dude. It's gotta be. I so agree with ChatGPT. Workle, circle. Yeah, that. Okay, so putting in some heavyweight work will get you what you need for each circle. So this is a circle. This is one example of a circle. And now they're telling us there's 40 circles? Is that what they're telling us? That's crazy. So first step is finding out who this woman is, right? Because she seems to be hint one for whatever reason. Save image as lady. If I go to Google Images over here and I just upload her. Khalil, Haley Khalil, Miss Minnesota. Alright, is that definitely her? Let me just see. Haley Khalil. Images. Yeah, that's gotta be her, right? Yeah, that's her. That's her. That's the one. Okay. Probably people knew that. I didn't. Haley Khalil. Sorry that I don't know ya. Haley Bailey is Sports Illustrated swimsuit. Miss Minnesota. Miss Teen USA. From Excelsior, Minnesota. So potentially something with Minnesota here. Married Matt Khalil. Okay, football player. Maybe I've heard of him. Oh, they got divorced. They got divorced. All right, sorry to bring that up. I don't need about her health issues she's dealt with. How does she connect to Mr. Beast, or is she just connected to this location? Haley Khalil has collaborated with Mr. Beast, including videos where she received gifts. Okay, was she part of the gifts thing? I had other people do that work for me, so maybe she was part of that. Haley Khalil. What are people were already typing her in here for this. She was on this, the best customers of the bank. Okay, so it could be like Haley, it could be Khalil, it could be Minnesota, it could be something for that. I mean, what are people saying here? 40 letter phrase to put. Yeah, I could see that. That would be 50 characters exactly. Romy cities as midpoints for the circles. They all rhyme. They all hint towards format. Running code define triplets. When a circle is made, even as the circle itself doesn't have a starting point. Is this the only new puzzle on there? I think it's Haley. Man, all right. So this is gonna be like a hurry up and wait thing, right? Because it's like these puzzles I don't think I'm gonna solve on screen right now. We might have to come back to these. Who is the girl? Haley. Seems to be Haley Khalil. She got a gift. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Sure feels like they keep moving the goalposts. 100 emoji. Unless, of course, they thought we should have solved them by now. They're pushing us along. I doubt it. I think they're gatekeeping us. Use Python to map these. The shortest location. That's kind of cool. Yeah, and this person's saying, like, hey, I don't know if this actually means anything, but it's kind of cool. I like that. I'll give it a thumbs up. What's the cryptic? So let's just look at this. I'm sure I can figure this out. We're smart. We're puzzle solvers. We can figure this out. Middle Earth native flips small blade to get a thing in this hunt. So Bilbo Baggins finds the one ring in the misty mountains at the finale. Yeah, data isn't up with a data different arrangement. Inputs already solved in trips by horse. No, yeah, it wasn't. I'm not gonna downvote you, but this is a new one. Everything except that one thing. FYI, a lot of folks are violating the rules overnight. I don't care about the rules. Just follow the rules, guys. I get we can't help from Loan Shark, but can they explain why they keep telling us everything's out and available and solvable, yet we keep getting more and more stuff that makes it seem like we could have gotten that we couldn't have gone anywhere else with it. Yeah, thank you, Jason. I agree. Like, are they just adding stuff to help us because they're slow? It doesn't make sense, though, because someone has to make up all this stuff. I doubt they're making it up on the spot. Trips by Romy channel has been created in Loan Shark Games. 9 Stage 0 puzzles, 91 locations. So that could be our 100. Technically, Boat Grid makes it 101. Manny added 9 more locations. The first triplet for reference, Haley Khalil. DeKalb, Illinois. How did people get to DeKalb, Illinois? I saw someone else say that. Was that in here? DeKalb? Seems to spell DeKalb, which was the Haley Bailey gift. Okay. So we think it's DeKalb, Illinois. Can't copy and paste. Let's do new notes. This is technically 223. 223, 224. The days are all blending together. Grab my formatting. Still a lot more work to do in here. Just want to copy some notes over. I don't even know where to begin. So, Haley Bailey, DeKalb, Illinois. I try to copy and paste it again. Illinois. Then the next one. Wait, so that was already solved. Are these like the missing 9 that we were talking about? Like the gifts? Are there 1, 2? Oh, there's more than 9 here though. So that would be 10 more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that 100's coming from, Jimmy. I really don't. The other one was animated person heard automobile song. Dude, these are so hard. If Union, Yellow Horse, ambulatory. I'm gonna grab that as well because I definitely agree with the Iceland part that they put there. We know there's our volcano in Iceland. Why are we reusing it again? So it could be these 3 things on a map, right? Let me just go Google Maps. I know this isn't the best way to do this, but let's just go Google Maps. I just want to see like how they would connect, right? So if you have DeKalb, Illinois. Okay. You're here. Definitely like you can't even get to the water from here. So if there's any trip by boat aspect to it, like good luck. They said the second one was Okado, New Zealand. So like way far away. So from here to here, that you're gonna need a plane. You're gonna need a plane for that. Even if you get to the coast, I mean that's okay. And then can I do like add one more stop, or how do I do that? Why won't it let me do like add new destination? They're like, nah, that's the end of your road. You're not going anywhere else besides that. That's a 1-day trip. All right, let me just put it in here. We do our place in Iceland. That brings us to here. Okay, so that's like a loop. I don't even know anymore because you'd be going from here to there, which would be some sort of loop circle that, I mean, technically, but like, I mean, they're kind of lined up. I just don't know what we're supposed to be doing. So each path along your new vacation employs 3 points of embarkation, and since this challenge is quite ample, we've given you a new example. Should all your hopes of cash unravel? So this one, they're saying it's a new example, but we don't need this to solve the puzzle. We don't need this specific one to solve the puzzle, I guess. Maybe like these get reused elsewhere. Like we're still going to need the Iceland place down here somewhere. I don't know. Should all your hopes of cash unravel, complete these trips on beast.travel. Putting in some heavyweight workle gets you what you need for each great circle. Oh, wait, workle, great circle. It could be that as well. It doesn't have to just be circle. It could be a double rhyme there. Would that be a great? I mean, what technically is a great circle? Largest circle that can be drawn on any given sphere. Any diameter coincides with the diameter of the sphere. So going back to this, I mean, if you're looking at it like on a globe, I mean, I guess there's a world where these could connect to the points of a great circle. I don't know. It just doesn't fully make sense to me. Just getting this literally on the fly here, so hoping that maybe other people can get the wheels turning. Added 9 more locations. Trips by Romy. Anything new here that people are chatting about that I want to grab for right now? They added an exclamation point. Oh, this word that we talked about yesterday that wasn't a word, they changed the spelling of it, so now it is a word, and they added an exclamation point. So that's one of those things where it's like we're left wondering, is that a clue that they've now changed that, or is it they made a typo and they're now going back and fixing it? It seems so small that it could just be a typo, but I kind of assume nothing is like an error. Like I assume everything's kind of been double, triple, quadruple checked. At this point, I hunt for errors more than the actual clues. Yeah, so like Retrocraft saying here, it used to be a ponostrophe, which is not a word, and was an outlier, so they changed that. Beast travel correspond to what appears beneath them in the 3 blank pages. There are 40 spaces, 3 lines each. I think we're making locations out of or circles out of the 3 locations. No idea what it'll lead to though. So we think these will make one big circle. In terms of what we have to do when we have the circles, when I was trying great circles before, I was trying to find the intersection cities and then plot a route between cities. I feel like they were hinting Crossroad was the entry point to stage 2, and we would make some route through the globe from there, perhaps using the city names. Yeah, I kind of agree with, they did specify that Iceland one as being like entry to stage 2 or like being separate. So yeah, it's interesting now that it is like our top example. One great circle might be more important than the others, but that's probably a stretch. Could be the great circles less about pointing to a physical location and more cluing us in which 3 cities go together. Assuming it'd be a letter for each 40 locations. The image is called First Letters using the cryptic clues. 40 from Beast Travel. As hinted, we put the stage 1 answer, then Romy results, then stage 1 answer. No clue how. That's what it hinted to do. Ah, okay, so stage 1 answer pairs, a Romy result. That's what this is doing here. To go back to our sentence from other day. In Jimmy's result, first part sticks Romy results in between stage 1 answer pairs. So that's what this seems. Sticking Romy results in between stage 1 answer pairs. That seems like what we're doing for our trips by Romy thing. These are stage 1 pairs. I didn't know that she was necessarily paired with Iceland in that way, but maybe they're linked in some way. And then this is a Romy result that gets stuck in between them. So maybe these are 2 points of like the edges of the Great Circle, and like the Illinois is like the middle point. I don't know. I'm just saying random stuff at this point. I really don't know. Total of 91 locations. He's telling us there's 100. But again, what were the other 9 puzzles? Were they the stage 9 other puzzles? I feel like it isn't. Because where does this other stuff now mean? Yeah, guys, I really don't know what to say at this point. Got a whole lot today live, so it's still stuff I want to dig through. I don't know how much of it's worth just me rambling here versus me waiting until I actually like find something tangible and rolling from there. Let's just check here. Middle Earth Navik is an orc. Inputs. So we're just trying to solve that new thing that we got. Gigantic Hoop Ferris Wheel. Could be a synonym, people have said, from one of the B-Spot. The Titanic Hoop thing could be a synonym, B-Spot told us. Man, I don't know. There's a lot. N16, live on stream. It seems like a big one. I don't know if my guess of the 24th is now live with this hint, but oh, it feels like we're getting so close. It feels like we are getting so close. Everyone had everything except that one thing. And the one thing... So 100 puzzles are out and they've been solved. Except there's one more thing. The one that gets you $1 million. That one hasn't been solved. I don't know. I think it's note time. I think it's time to gather our thoughts. Just go through everything. See where things stand. So 20. I was gonna just call these 223 notes. We got hint 16. Yeah. There's a lot. So first things I want to say is, I guess, kind of starting with hint 15. 2 major things to be solved. So hint 15. 2 major things to be solved. One is the big thing to do with the location names. Big thing to do with all the location names. Second is the puzzle with 1 million Sudoku. One of these days I'm going to learn how to spell Sudoku, my lord. The Sudoku we said was, let me copy and paste that over here. Why so many? Location remains unsolved despite my misinformation. Guys, we're trying to move quick here, so maybe there's going to be some misinformation, but when we get down to the wire, sometimes we might have to be wrong about some things to just keep moving fast. I was going to say that it seems like we have everything that we need, but given the new website, given he's telling us there's 100 puzzles, that's not the case. I'm not going to add that as a note. Just trying to think if there's anything else I want to say for 15. Kind of anything I was going to say just like gets overwritten with like today's hint and the new stuff that they keep putting out. I mean, I thought like everything was out. Now we're just piecing stuff together. It's not the case though. We still think this. We still think... where do we even get this from at this point? This is from the Trips by Boat. Trips by Boat gave us... Alright. I think that's all I want to say for hint 15. But now we get to hint 16, and this is where everything changes. Hint 16 gave us more puzzles. So we're not... So is everything out or not? Hint 16 let us know that oh, maybe I just wanted to say yesterday, take your best shot and complete picture. Continue to give us continue to imply that there is a visual component to this. Alright, so hint 16 gave us more puzzles. Is everything out or is it not? Trips by Romy. New tab on the Beast Travel website. complete these trips on beast.travel. Putting in some heavyweight work will get you what you need for each great circle, or just circle. Okay, that's a good note. Nope, don't want to erase it though. Why did I lose my formatting? Let's just move this up. Do that there, move that down. So trips by Romy, we found out that there's 100 puzzles total. Not sure if this is our 91 locations plus the 9 stage 0 puzzles, or is this other stuff, or how do we reconcile to 100? Any other notes? Complete these puzzles. So the trips by Romy gave us, I'll just say we have 40 new 3 location puzzles to solve. The example one appears to be the following: DeKalb, Okado, New Zealand, unconfirmed. Appears to be the following, but is unconfirmed and just came out. So potentially we need to solve all 40 of these. I'm not going to be the one to do it, spoiler alert, but potentially everybody else is going to have to solve these and update me on the answers, because this is a lot. I don't even know how you'd begin solving these because they're just blank. People are now probably taking 3 locations, trying to fit them together and see if they fit in the same way that these 3 fit, you know, in terms of location on the globe. I don't know. We're going to leave that to them. Potentially our final answer is now offering excursions, book your itineraries, you may become our most celebrated traveler. Potentially our final answer is 3 locations, 3 points. Because, I mean, this guy said the winning combination, right? So maybe do we just need to find, like, is the winning combination 3 location names? Could be. I guess I don't need to add the could be. Definitely it seems like a lot of people think that, you know, they got to map these out, find different ones on a map, connect them in some way, and build from there. I'm not sold on that yet, but that definitely makes sense to do. If we do book here, he just brings us here. So like book your $1 million journey. So could it be like to book it, to find the million, you just have to find like 3 locations that all connect? I mean, it sounds simple, but it could be just complicated enough that no one submitted 3 locations, and maybe they aren't 3 from the other puzzles, but all the puzzles lead us to like these 3 locations that then form a great circle. I don't know. 3 location names, maybe they form a great circle. I don't know. What else I want to go? I'm just gonna say predicted finish date. I'd had it as February 24th. Hint 16 is now coming out on the 24th. It seems like there's still a lot to solve. It seems like it's not necessarily going to get us the answer. So my guess is this is just going to be extended on forever. By forever, I mean the contest ends April 2nd. I almost think it's like in my best interest to just mentally prepare for that to be the end and then just be pleasantly surprised when it's solved sooner. I do think I need to update my prediction. I'm now going to go next Monday, March 2nd, which was kind of the back half of my original prediction. I said like kind of anywhere in this week. I thought potentially like it would be at the beginning of the week, but maybe it gets drawn out another week and then, you know, Monday night or something it gets solved. So I'm going to move back to March 2nd. Maybe that's copium. It probably is copium because I do want this to get solved sooner rather than later. YouTube comments, I never went through these and I have been getting some good ones. Let me just refresh here. Legendary refresh poll. Perhaps they made this puzzle too hard. They pretty much already said nobody has all 50 of the first phase's 3 locations. Russell, definitely agree that it's too hard. maybe it's not even too hard in the sense that if we had everything in the beginning, we'd be able to figure it out. But it's too hard in the sense that they've been like piecemealing it to us, giving us little crumbs. So um, he is saying nobody has all 50 of the first. He did that 3 hours ago prior to this coming out, where all 100 have been solved by someone somewhere. That's what they're saying. Last night was the first that it's happened. Excuse me, but they've been solved. Um, so everyone has every location. Everyone has whatever the other 9 puzzles are that we think we need as well. Um, maybe don't no one has like the full list together. Maybe one guy solved these couple and one guy solved these couple, but someone somewhere has submitted them is what they're implying. Adam says, I think I have a theory on the 7 circles. I believe it refers to the tectonic plates, Titanic hoop. 13 cities must fit in each. I definitely agree with that. At least yesterday, that's what I was thinking as well. Take the 13 cities, find them how they could plot on like a circle. Now it kind of seems with this new tab that just looking at what we're looking with Iceland, New Zealand, and Illinois, it could be like finding 3 that connect in a circle like that. I'm not positive, but definitely this was a really good theory, at least prior to hint 16. Maybe it is still correct as well. W3 Spot says, I give up. How do we get the Stoku puzzles? They asked first, and then I give up. Very relatable, and I don't blame you at all. Hopefully, maybe you'll join us back before this thing's solved, but if you did give up, salute to you, respect. Adam Gray says, it put puzzle cards in it. It puts puzzle cards in, or it gets more clues again. Someone get me out of this hole. I'm in a hole as well, I agree. Joe says, are we thinking the final answer is a code or a place, a series of words, or what? Joe, my theory has just been since the beginning that it's going to be location names, where Stage 0 told us every challenge leads towards a location name somewhere around the world. We kind of thought at first this was like just Stage 1, but it says every challenge, so I think it could be locations. My new guess is that it's 3 location names, and those would form like some sort of circle around the globe, something like that. But we don't know. We don't have clarity on that. And if once we do, people are just going to start spamming answers. I don't know if you've tried spamming answers into the final answer thing, but it does cut you off. Like if you just do like 2 really fast, the third one, it's like not going to let you submit for like, I don't even know what the window is, but it times you out. So don't just full spam. But like once we have a better idea of how to guess, and maybe you want to guess like 3 locations, like I was saying, like just don't full spam because you will get shut out, and then maybe you like figure it out and you can't submit. That would be annoying. Are they saying the Slack code? Is it a code or location or what? Like I just said, I think location. I don't know how, but I got Olympics for Romy results. Lucky the dog. We even got a dog working on this. The dog's probably cooking more than I am. Yeah, Lucky. I don't think it's the Olympics for this, but actually that's like super interesting, right? Because Olympics are going on right now. They're the 7 rings, right? Am I bugging? What was the clue yesterday? Or it said 7 big red circles link nations around the earth. I mean, but the Olympic logo is like all different colors, right? It's not just red. If these are all red, and there's only 5 of them, all right, scratch that. I knew it was an odd number, not 7. I don't know how you got Olympic. It's probably incorrect. It's probably these are the Romy results, which we just didn't have. They were gate kept from us, as is often the theme in this puzzle. So I think that you're wrong on that one, but not going to rule it out. Anytime I say something's wrong, we know how it usually goes. I'm usually the one that's wrong. How do they get Titanic hoop? When I search up the circles, I get a flag of the earth. Titanic hoop, I think they got from the mini crossword, which was at the bottom right-hand corner of that big crossword that we got, trying to organize the different, what were they, types of soup-related words, and then down the middle it said Titanic hoop. I know B-Spot said something about the mini puzzle referring to like a synonym potentially, so it might not even be Titanic hoop. It might be like boat circle or great circle or something like that, that like it's a synonym of Titanic hoop, but that's at least what the crossword said. Seemed like it went from one cryptic clue to another to an anagram. Agree with that. I looked at these yesterday, so just people getting tired, people throwing out guesses. We'll see what people are working with this new stuff. I mean, I've been keeping my eyes glued to Discord to see what people are kind of looking at right now, but some of this maybe is being done in private. I don't know if anyone's got anywhere conclusive with this. It did just come out live on stream. Still checking these. Some are phase 2s are being repeated. Shouldn't be repeating phase 2, but it has to be repeating some phase 1s. Stage 1 answer pairs. Yeah, I think the, let me just say this here. All right, I think it's time to go over my notes. I'm potentially gonna go live again later tonight when I have more time. Probably for like, not for a few more hours, kind of degen hours, but we'll see if anything comes out. If I get something where I'm like, whoa, this is huge, developing, I think we could be close to solving this, I'm gonna go live regardless. But I kind of want to just reconcile my own thoughts, see what other people are thinking, give you guys something inclusive rather than just sit on here all day and just ramble about stuff that's wrong. So I'm gonna go over my notes. Pretty much gonna be recapping everything that we said. Farm a YouTube clip out of it. If you know, you know. And I appreciate everyone who watched. Just gonna take a sip of my drink here. So we have February 23rd and 24th notes. Days are all blending together. I was live for hint 15, and then hint number 16 came out live on stream. So combining my notes for these 2 days. Yesterday, though, the 23rd, Monday, hint 15 told us 2 major things are to be solved. One is the big thing to do with all the location names. Second is the puzzle with a million Sudoku. I don't necessarily know if anyone solved the big thing to do with all the location names, but the Sudoku is partially solved. We saw on Discord that people traced it out to me in the message, why so many? Because I am bored and I need to count on something. Still seems like the location remains unsolved, though, despite the misinformation I put out yesterday. I was saying that I thought it meant somewhere in Kyrgyzstan, but then people looked at the Beast Travel website for the boat trips, and that location doesn't fit in there, so it must be something else, is at least what they're implying. So location name remains unsolved, but those are the 2 major things that he said still need to be solved. We don't know if these are major in the sense that they specifically are needed to solve the final, or if he's just making us literally like figure everything out. Everything needs an answer before we can move forward. Every puzzle has to be solved, which originally I thought wasn't going to be the case. He also told us to take our best shot and that we're looking for a complete picture. So he just continues to imply that there's like a visual component to this, whether it's mapping, making a picture of location, something like that. The wording just feels very intentional. And then I also said trips by boat gave us in Jimmy's vault first part sticks rummy results, in between stage 1 answer pairs, last part he showed at the start. People have been working on these theories that riddle leads to screen location, red herring bank inside the vault, which is an anagram of 7 big red circles link nations around the earth. I'm still not 100% positive on this. Haven't seen anything to conflict it at this point, but I do have a new theory about this clue, so potentially maybe that invalidates this part of it. So let's get to Tuesday, the 24th. Hint number 16 came out. Hint number 16 gave us more puzzles. So is everything not out? We saw on the Beast Travel website, we have a new tab, Trips by Romy, all these new puzzles, all this new stuff to solve, which seems a little bit counterintuitive, considering earlier in the week he told us everything's out. So was everything not out? Is this new stuff that we don't need? Are these just examples? And I don't know, it just seems like we had everything and we were just figuring out how to connect it, and now it's like we're getting new puzzles. So I don't know, but new stuff on the Beast Travel website. Definitely take a look if you haven't yet. He mentioned that there are 100 puzzles total. Not sure if this is just our 91 locations from stage 1 and 2 plus maybe the 9 stage 0 puzzles, or how do we reconcile to that 100 total? I mean, is there new puzzles here that are being considered? How are we getting to that 100 number? I'm not positive, but the new clue did tell us today that there are 100 puzzles total, so that seems important. And again, these puzzles are like, one puzzle might have you look at like a bank screen, and then or look at a screen and then something from the bank video and connect it with this, connect it with that, connect it with social media. But if it leads to one location name, that's just one puzzle. So like one of them had the million of Sudokus. So no matter how many steps to it there were, that's one puzzle, even though we've done like a zillion puzzles as a group now at this point. So Trips by Romy, new tab on the Beast Travel website. Take a look if you haven't already. Complete these trips on beast.travel. So this is a quote from the website. It says, complete these trips on beast.travel, putting in some heavyweight work'll get what you need for each blank. So we know that like the format of these captions have been like they rhyme. So what rhymes with heavyweight work'll? I'm thinking that could be great circle. Maybe it's just the word circle. But we've had different theories about great circles in the past. Now it seems like this Romy clue is telling us we need to get what we need for each great circle. We also have 40 new 3-location puzzles to solve. So they said 3 points of embarkation. Wait, let me just see embarkate. That's like where you leave from, right? The action of going. Yeah, so it's like the beginning of it. Like it's like you stop at each one, I guess. I don't know, 3 points. But anyways, we got these where there's 40 blank 3-location puzzles to solve. Don't know what we're doing them. They gave us this example here. People think this means DeKalb, Illinois, New Zealand, and Iceland based on solving. We knew the crossword gave us that volcano in Iceland. Someone solved this. I have no idea what they did. And then this is that Haley Bailey, and she was part of the gift clue, and that led back to DeKalb, Illinois. So if you map these, you can see like Iceland here, New Zealand here, Illinois is somewhere in the middle. Potentially there is some sort of great circle that can be formed from Iceland to New Zealand that intersects Illinois, and that's something we need to look at, something we need to do with. Again, it's just an example one. Now they want us to solve 40 of these, so people are now plugging in 3 random locations, trying to find great circles or links or something that is similar to our example, but still seems like we don't have the full picture of what we're doing with these. Also, going back to our first part, sticks Romy results in between stage 1 answer pairs. If we look at this is she was like a stage 1 answer. The crossword was technically like a stage 1 answer. And then this middle thing is like a Romy result because it's similar to our trip by horse clues. So is this sticking a Romy result in between stage 1 answer pairs? Is that what they meant by that? Not positive. That's my theory though at this point. I just said, is the winning combination 3 location names? Maybe they form a giant circle. That's my best guess at this point. People are trying to figure out what the format of this final answer is. We still don't know. We can't be sure. My guess would be like 3 location names, and then maybe those form a great circle. I mean, even if they are location names, right? Like he told us on the trips by boat thing that names of locations are given in a form. He gave us like formatting, but they might not match ours. I guess though, if we were submitting them, it would be using maybe this formatting clue that he gave us on the trips by boat tab. But maybe it's 3 location names. Maybe there are 3 new ones that aren't found in stage 1 and 2. They're 3 that we put everything together to find these. One maybe we found from stage 1 clues. I don't know what the 3 location names would be, but that's my best guess at this point. Predicted finish date, I had originally said February 24th. Clock is ticking on that, and it seems like we're not going to figure it out as of Tuesday. So I'm now pushing things back like about a week to Monday the 2nd. That was kind of like the outer edge of my original guess of when this would be solved. But just as a reminder, this thing goes all the way to April 2nd. Hopefully the end of the contest is nowhere near that. Mentally, I just want to kind of prepare myself for April 2nd being the finish, just so that way I will be pleasantly surprised if and when it's solved sooner. That date's also dangerously close to April Fool's Day, so I pray that April Fool's Day does not play any factor into this. But anyway, point being, looks like I was wrong on my prediction of the 24th, but there is still a little bit of time left, so who knows. But that's everything that we have right now. So for right now, biggest things are just going through this new tab, trying to figure out these 3 location pairings based on this example, trying to figure out maybe great circle or whatever this puzzle could be leading to, and just trying to put together everything that we have. reconciling, make sure we are fully understand what the 100 puzzles are, understanding why we're getting more puzzles or if everything really is out. Um, like I said, this all came out, all this information came out live on stream right now, so it's all new to me. I still have a lot to kind of dig through myself. But that's where things stand for right now. So I appreciate everyone, and I will be back